All right, let's dive into something that is absolutely critical right now. Google's new Secure AI Framework 2.0. We talk all the time about making AI more powerful, but this is all about making it trustworthy. And that right there is the real challenge we're facing.
And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? AI is getting smarter at a dizzying pace. But is it getting safer? That's the billion-dollar question, and it's exactly what Google's new framework is built to tackle head-on.
Because here's the thing. With all these incredible new capabilities come a whole new class of hidden dangers. We're not just talking about the old-school cybersecurity hacks we're used to. No, these are vulnerabilities that are baked right into the way AI learns and thinks. It's a whole new ballgame.
So let's look at a few of these new threats. First up, you've got prompt injection. Think of it like a Jedi mind trick. You sneak a hidden command into a normal request, and suddenly the AI is ignoring all its safety rules. Then there's data poisoning, which is super sneaky. This is where bad actors feed tiny bits of corrupt information into the AI's training data, poisoning the well from the very beginning. And finally, rogue actions. This is when an AI that's hooked up to your email or calendar suddenly goes off script and starts doing things it was never ever supposed to do.
Okay, so how in the world do you defend against all of that? Well, that's exactly where Google's Secure AI Framework, or SAFE, steps in. It's basically a game plan, a comprehensive blueprint made specifically to help developers fight back against these modern AI security threats.
And I want to be clear, this is not just another boring security checklist. A much better way to think about SAFE is like a map and a compass for developers who are exploring this wild, new AI territory. The whole point is to build security in from day one, not just slap it on at the end. The mission here really breaks down into three simple things. First, it helps you locate where these new risks are probably going to pop up in your project. Second, it helps you identify the exact controls you need to put in place to defend against them. And maybe most importantly, this covers the entire life cycle. We're talking from the first piece of data you collect all the way to the final product people use.
Now, the real heart of this framework is a super practical tool they call the SAFE Risk Map. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's designed to take all that theory and make it real, giving developers a clear, visual guide for managing all these AI-specific threats.
And this map is incredibly flexible. You can use it in three main ways. One, you could pick a single risk, say data poisoning, and track it all the way through your process. Or two, you could zoom in on just one part, like your model training setup, and see every single threat that could possibly hit it. Or three, you can zoom way out and get that 30,000-foot view to see how all these risks could affect your entire organization.
So, the map itself is split into two main paths because there are really two kinds of players in the AI game. The top half is for what they call model consumers. These are the folks who take an AI model someone else built and plug it into their app. The bottom half is for the model creators, the teams building and training these powerful models from the ground up. Each path has its own unique security headaches to worry about.
But no matter which path you're on, you're going to go through these four universal stages. It all starts with the data. You got to get it and clean it. Then comes the infrastructure, the pipes and servers that make it all run. Third is the model itself, which is the brains of the operation. And finally, you have the application, the part that the end user actually sees and touches. SAFE maps all the potential risks across every single one of these areas.
Now, here's what I think is the coolest part. Google isn't locking this down and keeping it all for themselves. They're making SAFE a shared, open resource for the entire AI community to use, to build on, and to make better.
And they're really putting their money where their mouth is here. They're open sourcing the key tools, including the entire risk assessment system and the full map. They're working with other companies too. The message is pretty clear. This is about raising the bar for AI security for everyone, not just for one company. So what does this mean for you? How can you actually use this? Well, the framework gives you a really clear three-step plan. First, identify. Figure out which of these risks on the map actually apply to your project. Then, investigate. Do a deep dive on those risks to truly understand the damage they could do. And finally, implement. Put the recommended security controls in place to protect yourself. It's a simple, actionable plan.
And all of this leads us to this final, massive question. The future of AI isn't some sci-fi concept. It's being coded and built right now, today. Frameworks like SAFE give us the blueprints and the tools we need. But the real question is, are we going to build the guardrails now while we can, or are we going to wait for a disaster to force our hand?